And Mike Bohn joined now by the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion Alexa Grasso, and we're less than 2 weeks away. Finally, Noche UFC, where the trilogy will be decided. Valentina Shevchenko, Alexa, you've been thinking about this for a long time. We've been waiting for the date. How good does it feel to just be so close now, finally, to your return?
Hi, thank you. I am really, really happy. I'm excited for the fight. I mean, I can't wait. I've been preparing like for so long. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking about this pretty much for a year since the last fight happened. There was maybe some moments of doubt and uncertainty of like, what was going to happen here. But did you keep faith all the way along that like this, Valentino would agree to this fight and you'd get it where you wanted it at Noche UFC at Sphere?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to fight like early in the year. I was preparing myself because I mean, I wanted to fight before. I tried. I was always, helping my teammates. I was with Lupe, with Alessandro, with Diego. They were fought, so I was always in their training camp. So it was really cool because I was always, in shape, training, keeping my improvements. And yes, I mean, at the end, it this happened. It was the Sphere. It was the same Noche UFC, and I think it's really cool. I love the idea and everything that the UFC is doing right now.
Do you have any idea what fight night is going to be like, in terms of like the setup and what you could be experiencing that's going on outside the cage, like while you're fighting? Because, there's these screens, there's so much going on. Like, do you know if it's going to be maybe a different type of distraction or environment that you're going to have to deal with in the fight?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a new place, a new um way of fighting. We have never done this before. Of course, it's gonna be different. Of course, it's gonna be distractions. Of course, it's gonna be like a new thing, and I love that. I always love challenge. I love to be on pressure. Like it's really cool. Not many people have these experiences, so I honestly feel blessed to be, having this kind of challenges.
What have they done, like asking out of you? Like, have they asked for feedback on your walkout outside of just like the normal song you would give them? Anything that's different in terms of what they've asked for you that we could see fed into the presentation around the fight?
I can tell that.
Okay.
Gonna be a big surprise. You can't miss the show. You can't miss this car. And I mean, if you have the opportunity to be there in this sphere, I mean, it's gonna be huge and it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one thing we did see a little bit of the fight kits that are kind of themed for this, and I know like since you last fought, a lot of the champions, the title fights, they've got to put feedback in what they wear. Did you get much of that, or were they like, we're just going to do this kind of special for this card, and maybe the next fight you'll have something a little more individual?
I'm not sure, but honestly, this is a big, big step for Mexico. I always, dreamed about having, one uniform for me, my country, like with my flag on there. I've saw Whaley's, Pereiras, Holloway, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And now, like having a whole car, like in the Independence Day of our country, like special fight kits for not just for me, for all of the Mexican athletes, and I mean also the opponents. I mean, it's huge. Honestly, if you could have think a few years if this is gonna happen, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of far. It looked so far. It looked so like I'm not sure, but right now it's happening. All the Mexicans we've been working so hard like all these years, and this means a lot. Honestly, it means a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, just the event happening is obviously a huge achievement for Mexican MMA and everything. But what's kind of your sense, like how well or is the Mexican fighters on the card as a whole going to do? Can we go undefeated? Is it going to be some tough matchups? How do you think it's ultimately going to go when the fights come?
I mean, it's a really nice car. They put in like really really nice fighters. I mean, like I told you, all the Mexicans that are in that car, we've been showing how tough we are, how um committed we are. I mean, they don't do these things just because of, just because. And it's inspiring. I love to watch these new athletes that are coming, that they are also in the main car, so it's really cool to see Sel Hoover, to see Lazy Boy. Like these guys are tough. They are like, you know Mexican heart, and it's really cool. Jasmine there, Irene, I mean, we are a lot. We have a lot of talent in there.
And we just saw, a little over less than 2 weeks ago, the Ultimate Fighter ended. The finals have happened. The winners have been crowned and everything. Now that the show is completely over, how happy were you with the experience and like how you coached and the end results of just everything from the reality show?
Oh, it was a really tough experience. I had a tough experience. Even if I was not like in the house like the guys, I was kind of living what they were feeling. I mean, it's really cool. I love what the show and the dynamic of the fighting for your contract, being in a house with your opponents, like it's a really nice experience. I mean, I was able to meet like a lot of guys in there, like new techniques from all over the world, like different type of training, different type of recovery, weight cut, because even if it's an armbar, you can notice that people do different things, like just in simple things. And how they do the weight cuts, how they do rehydrate, like it's always something new that I was in it was pretty interesting. And also the dynamics in there, the coach challenges, like it's, oh my god, so funny. It was really cool. I mean, I had a good experience. And honestly, like I said, like I always say, I feel so happy to have my team with me, because they were helping me, they were teaching me, because I'm not a coach. I mean, I'm an athlete. But having, there Diego, to having like Francisco, to having Holder, to having Alessandro there, like it helped me so much.
Yeah. Is there anything that you wish they had showed on the show that maybe didn't make the cut or didn't air on any of the episodes that like you were hoping the world would see?
No, I mean, what you saw, it's how we are. I'm not a person who talks a lot. I'm not like that kind of person, like to steal show, or I'm kind of shy. I'm just quiet, and I just do my things. And what you saw there is Alexa. I mean, I'm just there to do my job like all the time, and it was really cool. It was a really nice show. I love it.
No, that's great. I'm happy with you're happier with the experience. And obviously we're now it's the fight, the big part between you and Valentina. How do you feel about her like right here today? Do you feel the same about her as you did going into the second fight, or has anything changed after spending all that time together on the show and now we're building up to this? Like, how would you describe your feeling towards her right now, less than 2 weeks from the fight?
We've been so many times together. We've been like talking a lot in the show, like having a lot of face off, and again and again and again. And I don't know, it's really weird. Like, I mean, I can tell it's really weird, but at the end of the day, fight week and the day of the fight, things change. We are there, try to kill each other. So that's the most important thing. And it's really cool to be able to met her more. We were able to do a lot of stuff together. So yeah, I admire her. She has done so much, and it's a really big inspiration, like to be in this stage, in the same things, doing, making history, because we're doing something really cool. The first women trilogy, the first fight was amazing, second fight was so amazing. And I mean, you can expect like the third fight is going to be like a hell of a fight.
Do you think she's going to be fighting with maybe more desperation than the previous two fights? Because we've seen how this goes. If you have two losses to the champion your division, it puts you in a very tough spot trying to get that fight. Maybe if she wins, of course, not your plan. We could get a fourth fight at some point, but if she loses this one, it seems like it's big trouble for her kind of going forward. Do you think that's going to reflect in how she fights, knowing how bad she needs this one?
I mean, I, I wish I wish but she has a style that she waits too much. She's just going back. I don't think that's a good, if you want to get your belt back. I mean, I don't think that's a way to do that. I mean, if you want the belt, you have to go for it. You have to, like go for it. I mean, I would love that. I love this change. I love, the battles. But like I said, she has a fighting style that she's going just back. And I mean, I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I know exactly what I need to do to secure my win, but I mean, I hope that she can, do more exchanges and go forward and, chase that belt.